Schubert. And I wasn't so sure if we could make the time for it. And Schubert, for this guy right here, because Schubert wrote nearly 600 art songs, 600 songs. And he did Schubertiade. What it is like, he got together with his friends and they hung out in his living room playing and singing his composition every week, okay? And so that's what he did, and he has so many of them, and so many of them are so beautiful, but we only get to perform about, I don't know, 8% of it? Okay, then that's not true, I'm not doing the math correctly. About 13% of it is being performed quite a bit, but rest of it is not, right? And so it's my personal goal to be able to play all 600 of Schubert songs someday. And it's on, I haven't stopped, but it's really slow going because it's hard to find singers who are singing them, and especially unknown ones. You know, nobody's willing to study it. So that's my personal goal, and this is one of his songs. Would you tell them what this is about? Go.
Hello, my name is Rachel Abrams, and Sarush and I will be performing Ganymed. This song is about Ganymed, the mythical youth, and he is being seduced by spring, by the god Zeus, and the god Zeus eventually at the end of the song takes him up to heaven.
this morning a little bit, about 10 minutes or so. So we're talking about, again, this is the same thing, not the same thing, in a different country, different period, different story, right? This is also very movie-like. It's very specific. It's exactly describing what is happening, what is going on, and you say things and you do things, and the music is very descriptive. German people, their way, so they say, okay, apple came down from the tree and the bird ate it. You know, they always, like, they say all those things.
Yeah.
However, German is all about symbolism,
Yeah.
right? So what is apple? What is the bird, right? What does it represent? Why do we have music like, right?
Yeah.
Why do we have that? And you describe all those objects and all those things, and, like bouncy steps. Or, ooh, I'm excited, my dad is coming, right? So that is described here. Now then this comes back to finding the right tempo for a song like this. This is not about, oh, she can sing it at that tempo. Or, oh, he can play it as fast as he can. It's not about that. Often it seems so, but it isn't so. For example, we all know this. Right? This is all about speed, as loud as you can, right? And this is not about that, right? But it is the same. It explains the things. So, like, okay, if the riding the horse is dum, 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 dum. Yeah, but it could be like, you know, jolly riding. Like, you're not in a hurry, but if you're then you're going really at it, right? So, the same thing. The first intro. Sing the first line of Singer's line for me. Okay, so go. Okay, do that one more time. Play it and sing it at the same time. Go. Do that one more time. No, wrong rhythm. Yeah. Okay, so. Dum, bum, 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 ba, bum. Go. Okay, so that's the tempo. The tempo of the speed that you can sing. The first singer's phrase is the tempo that intro should be, right? But because the singer has 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, it's much more immediate. When you have all four notes, dee dum 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 da da, it's da 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 da. It's easier to pick a slower tempo because you've got more notes to play, but singer doesn't. 3 and 1, 2, 3 and 1, 2, 1, 2. So that's your first tempo. If it's at that tempo, then how about the next section? Da 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 dum ba dum, da 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 dum. Right? So that makes you sing differently because what
Yes.
you're doing instinctively, like a good singer, is da-dum. You're actually extending the higher note a little longer than the cadence note. So therefore, that gives a wrong idea. Ooh, I'm a little too fast. then he will automatically adjust to the slower tempo, thinking that that's the tempo you want. But it isn't. You know what I mean?
Right.
So this is how to communicate with your pianist, how to communicate with your singer. I have tried for 30 years, but I really cannot read singer's mind. I can't help it. I really have tried. So we're expected to make our best educated guess, right? I know how what certain tempos, but I know the tempi for certain arias are because I play them all. And I pick the most genetic tempo that I know. Unless my singer said, I do this faster than some singers, can you just move it like this? Which is very unreliable, by the way. So okay, they want it faster, okay, I will have it, right? I will give it to them, right? Especially audition, when I have never met this singer and I'm just side reading whatever audition pieces they're bringing in. That's what happens, right? But when you have an art song, you have time to rehearse with somebody. Not always. Even that, I try to pick as genetic tempo as possible, right? Not too slow, not too fast. And I keep it as steady as possible. But if you keep on going slower, or keep on going a little faster, bringing the constants in faster than before, then I assume, they want it faster. Because you're running out of breaths, or whatever the reasons are, right? So we can only make adjustments, right? Based on what we're hearing. If you do that, then you feel like, Shrush feels like, maybe we're a little too slow. So, can we go from there? We started without the warning, so can we go das ich dich fast mo.
Dass ich dich fassen möcht in diesen Arm, ach, an deinem Busen lieg ich und schmachte, und deinem Namen ein Gras drängen sich an mein Herz.
And what I just did was I distracted her so much so that she actually had to smile at me. And that also helps with your vowel.
Yeah.
And also helps with the mood of this song.
Yeah.
And that one, in my opinion, is skipping.
Yeah.
Da 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 da. Da 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 da, right? Yeah. And then it changes to. And it says the trill. No, can you? Trill needs to also have a shape, right? Makes small crescendo.
Rein die Nacht hinein, liegend und mehr als in dem Tal. Ich komme.
It's a different. Sorry. I pushed it because it was a little sluggish. Dun dun ding dun ding dun ding dun ba ba ba.
Ich komme.
Good. So we got the. Ooh, he's coming. Ooh, okay. I'm so excited. That's the music, right? The challenge is because it's already in the music. It's really hard to keep exactly the same tempo. But again, it's difficult, it's staccato, it's changing figures, good. Then it gets slower, right? That needs to be kept steady, right? And then all these nachtigall, right? What is this bird doing? Tell me.
Cooing. starting from here to there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Busy, busy, busy. And where are you? Where are you?
I'm, well, da, 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 da. Like my feet start moving more. Yeah. Yeah. Or maybe running too.
Like
To the spot.
Ready? To the spot. To the spot. Sorry, I'm heavy. Like I'm moving like an elephant. But now, here comes this. Move over for a second. So this whole section. Much faster than he did.
Yeah.
I couldn't explain that while he was doing it, but how did that feel for you?
I really liked it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So again, experiment.
Yeah.
So this comes with, again, this is what rehearsal is for. Can we try them faster? And also, you can tell if she always runs out of breath at that certain phrase towards the end. It's always because of the accumulation of what came before. This is like a long marathon for her. So giving her more time to breathe sometimes slows down the momentum of her physique, right? So that doesn't help her necessarily, and she ends up suffering more at the end. And again, how to know that? Again, experience, and you have to listen.
Yeah.
Okay, she usually doesn't run out of breath there. Maybe I should like push her without really telling her. Like maybe I can just nudge her along towards this direction a bit and see how she responds to that, right? I pushed it in an exaggerated fashion. It was faster than it should have been. However, I did give more time to breathe at certain phrases and moved on for certain phrases. So that was, again, intentional, right? So experiment, rehearse, and have your idea of how this song should go. Don't follow along with the piano, please. Okay? You have to lead it. Also, you don't follow them either. You both need to equally put in your efforts to achieve the same thing.
Yeah.
Disagreement? Welcome. You know what I mean? Like, you can disagree. I'm like, can you give me more time here? Give her. That's okay, right? If you don't agree with that musically, then make it work differently. Like, give more time for the last bar as a whole, rather than just that extra beat, like literally extra beat waiting, right? That doesn't flow organically, musically, right? So there is way to solve disputes, discussions and disagreements in certain way, right? So always listen to each other, and sometimes try to read her mind, and also you try to mind his as well, and see how that goes. And this, do this for me. We haven't done this. Okay, plug your ears. Okay, plug your ears and sing happy birthday for me. Go.
Say happy birthday.
Sing happy birthday.
Sing.
So great. Then you too. That's for you. Okay, everybody, plug your ears and sing happy birthday for me. Go. Happy birthday to you. You're not singing, Sarosh?
Happy birthday to you.
that's what singers hear when they're singing fully out. They can't really hear the piano. It's almost like when you're in the water, like when your high note is really in place, and then your ear sort of kind of pops, and all you hear is you. Do you think you hear piano? No, you don't. You see him nodding. That's all you do, right? And that's when you know when to come down, or whatever, right? So, like, that's why conductor is there. So you think she can hear your boom, 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 boom while she's singing her high notes? No, she can't. So you have to keep it as steady as possible, and you make the music for them, right? Because really, I can't hear anything. I thought they were joking, and I sang one good note in my life, one good note. And I remember the physical sensation of it. I could not hear anything except my high note. And the teacher who was playing with me that day, because a singer did not show up, so she gave me a voice lesson. And she was like a tiny little lady, and she was pointing at me and like excited, jumping up and down because the note popped, right? I could not hear her at all. I knew she was like literally screaming. I could not hear her at all. I'm like, oh, this is what singers mean by I can't hear you at all. Really? I mean, not always, but most of the time, especially when your voice, when your note is like right on the zone, right in the pocket, they can't hear you. So when you're subtle with it, again, they can't hear you, right? So you have to make the beats solid, and once you decide on the tempo, be flexible for them, but it's hard for them to be flexible with you, right? Okay? And another one. What if he starts mucho slow? What do you do? How do you bring him up to tempo? How do you bring him up to tempo?
The speed of the breath that you take.
Yes, that's a good clue.
Also,
what
it's hard because I'm on one pitch.
How do you do that?
Okay. Can we try it that way?
Okay, so this, I'm going to cut it short. Yeah. I'm going to just give you the answer now, and this is for everyone. This is $2,000 coaching. I'm not kidding. Okay. Pianist, listen for placement of your consonant and also speed of your vibrato. No, speed of your crescendo. There we go. Speed of crescendo. Meaning, he's mucho slow, and I have first note that's long, right? Not instead of because you're trying to follow his slowness, right?
Right.
So what you do is you make crescendo with the held note. And you bring down the next note faster, then you will catch up at the next bar. If the pianist is a good one and listens to you, that means, oh, she wants it faster. Okay? Do that right now. I will I will start this slower. The bar before. Right there, B. Right there.
Oh, that's it.
One bar.
That's
Okay,
it.
so
Sorry.
we try that.
No, I was a chicken.
You're a chicken. Do that again. More. Because he was slow, what did you do? See? So it took 2 bars. Okay? Do that one more time. Slowly. No. It took 2 bars for you to adjust and get what she wants. She did it right and you didn't respond to it. Got it? Do that one more time. Listen for M. Okay, yeah. Got it. Okay, that's better, but you're very stubborn. Okay? And you also are very chicken.
Yeah.
It's really hard to do. What did she do? Because he was playing it slower, she took a bigger breath and she sang it slower with him, rather than trying to change him. Okay? Sometimes, depending on who's playing for you, if it's the conductor of the company who happens to sit at the piano and try to cast people, you follow him. Okay? If it's no one, but you don't know that. But You don't know that. You don't know that.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So how do you do it as an artist? You have to know your tempo. That's where there is to it. And yes, giving a pianist tempo, 15 minutes before you walk into your audition, and after singing 2 arias, doesn't stay. Doesn't stay. It really doesn't work. And singers always give me wrong tempo. I'm not kidding. They always give me too fast of tempo. I'm like, no, you're not singing at that tempo. And I play at my own tempo, and I try to adjust to it, but that's basically what people say. Some people actually write down metronome marking,
Yeah.
you know, and some people don't. And again, that as a musician, you know, they will respond to that, right? But you can't trust it either. Because,
Yeah.
you know, people feel 60, a quarter note, 60, different. If you're nervous, it gets faster.
Yeah.
If you're chill, like it's like da 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 da. Yeah, right. Okay?
Yeah.
So all these things that you need to remember, but it's always fun to collaborate.
Yeah.
Okay? So
Absolutely.
keep that in mind and keep on working.
Thank you.
Thank you.